Guys, I want to share with you some of the experience I had yesterday at the London Film and Comic Con. It was a really good showing for horror fans, as well as it was a big Back to the Future weekend, a big Aliens weekend, big Game of Thrones weekend, but horror really represented, not least with the fantastic Robert Englund. Hi guys, hopefully fairly soon the wall behind me is going to get a little bit fuller as a result of all the goodies I got at Comic Con. My main focus and reason for going as a birthday present to myself was the Robert Englund Diamond Pass. Look at that. Sweet dreams, which I got for myself. The evening you will have seen a couple of really badly taken photos at the start there. The day kicked off with about a half-hour talk with Robert Englund and Robert Kurtzman, the FX guy who did Freddy's makeup for New Nightmare and Dream Child, and he was there to do the same again that day. With the Diamond Pass, you've got yourself an exclusive t-shirt that I was really looking forward to, but I'm not too fussed about. Freddy versus LFCC, Sleep Kills, London Film and Comic Con. It's a nice to have. We got a print as well, which I'm much more impressed with. An exclusive art print there, which I actually think is rather beautiful. During the talk, it was announced that Robert Englund wasn't going to be doing any signings that day because of the amount of time that it would take to have the makeup applied for his photo shoots. And I'm absolutely fine with it. I would have loved to have got this signed by him. This is getting framed and going up on the wall. And all is not lost, because in about a month's time he's going to be in Bournemouth at the Film and Comic Con there. And I'm going to have to decide whether I make the trip especially to go and pick up his autograph that I didn't get on Sunday. But apart from that, the whole day was an absolute joy. Let me tell you about it. After the talk, I had a bit of time to kill before my first photo shoot. So as I was wandering around the stalls, the first autograph I got was an absolute legend. It was really difficult trying to pick a photograph to get him to sign, but I had in my mind an image that I wanted, and there were only 2 prints of that particular image left. So I didn't choose Sex Machine. I chose this image, which I'm sure many of you will have seen dozens and dozens of times. The great Tom Savini applying the finishing touches to the jump scare at the end of Friday the 13th, the very first appearance of Jason. Tom Savini, the man who created Jason. Because whilst the day was all about Robert Englund and Freddy Krueger, Jason was represented, because the photo shoot I was waiting for was with the great Ken Kirzinger, a costume photo shoot, which, if I could get the glare off, look at his eyes. This man, I had to go after that. I had to go and find him whilst he was signing later on in the day to get another autograph from him. I can't say enough nice things about Ken Kirzinger. The man is an absolute gent. These posed photos, I don't imagine can be much fun, and there's a great pressure to get everyone through as quickly as possible. Take the photo next, take the photo next. Let me tell you, he took the time to say hello to everyone, pose for the photo, shake everyone's hand after the photo. At his cue for his personal signings, he was taking the time to speak and interact with everyone. There was some, you could see as you were queuing up, there were some standard poses he was doing if people didn't really know what they wanted. As you can see, I had an idea in mind. I'd made myself a little hitchhiker's Crystal Lake sign, so you don't really get much time to talk as you're walking up to him. So I walked up to him and held up the sign and said, I'm hitchhiking, and maybe you can stop me. And he read it and he was like, Crystal Lake, and laughed. And I said, so maybe you could sort of stand behind me and stop me. And he got behind me and said, what, you mean like this? and yanked my collar up and I went, yeah, that's fantastic, take the shot. So that's him yanking my collar up as I'm trying to hitchhike to Crystal Lake. And as I say, I had to go and get a shot. I was really hoping for a Jason and a Freddy from Freddy versus Jason, but Robert Englund, the more I'm talking about it, do you know what? The more I'm convincing myself I'm coming to Bournemouth, Mr. Englund. I'm getting your autograph. Next up, not horror, some may say, but I'm such a huge fan of this show. You'll be able to find my reaction video to the announcement of a third season of Twin Peaks on this very channel. You can see me marking out and fanboying all over the place at the announcement, so I just had to get the autograph of this lady who was there, and as it happens, it was possibly my highlight of the day. Sherilyn Fenn, aka Audrey Horne. The gods of timing must have been with me, I guess, because she wasn't particularly busy at her table. I noticed she was very chatty with the people sort of ahead of me, and there was no queue behind me, so I thought it would be a great opportunity to maybe just share a couple of sentiments with her and say how pleased I was that the show was coming back. As it was, she took out about 5 minutes, I'd say, in total. We were chatting, and she put me at my ease. She was more than happy to chat about Twin Peaks and David. She's as excited, it seems, about the show coming back as I am, as we all are. She's getting paid for it, obviously, but she seems to be happy to reminisce about Twin Peaks. I asked her how on earth she was going to be coming back when I said I want to know how you survived that explosion, and she told me that when she got that script, the final episode of season 2, and read it, she phoned up David Lynch in tears saying, I can't believe you killed me. Even back then, what is it, 25 years ago or so, apparently David Lynch said, no, look, calm down, this is soap opera, you're not dead, this is a cliffhanger. She said, but I don't know how I'm going to come back, maybe he's going to scar me all up. I said, look, David Lynch is a genius, he won't scar that face up, don't worry about it. I chatted about my first time experience watching the TV show, how it scared the hell out of me sometimes, how I got how the announcement of it coming back was the perfect excuse to introduce my girlfriend to Twin Peaks who hadn't seen it. You could not meet a lovelier, chattier, engaging lady, and she didn't have to be like that. So that was the unexpected highlight of my day, and everything else after that was just going to be the icing on the cake. Twin Peaks is coming back, my friends, and I've chatted to Audrey Horne about that. Now, have you guys been watching Penny Dreadful? Season 2 has just finished. If you are fans of horror and you haven't been watching Penny Dreadful, you have to catch yourself up on this show. It's amazing. We were lucky enough in the wait for the Robert Englund photo shoot, which was at the end of the day. My other half and I decided to go, and well, she wanted to see if she could get Dorian Gray's autograph, and who can blame her? Reeve Carney, who, by the way, was Peter Parker, Spider-Man, on the Turn Off the Dark Broadway thing that happens there. But in Penny Dreadful, he plays Dorian Gray. So she got herself his autograph, and while she was chatting to him, I decided to make myself useful and chat to Simon Russell Beale, who was sat next to him. I was just chatting to him about the show. I saw this photograph. I was saying to him, look, honestly, you've got the best show on TV, so congratulations for that. And we were chatting about the show and how much I loved it. I said, where are you at with season 3? Are you at the script stage yet? He says he's got the first few scripts or so, and he said he's only in a couple of scenes in that one. So he sort of said, I hope the fans don't forget about me. Which, if you've seen the show, there is absolutely no way that the fans will forget about Ferdinand Lyle. Whilst I was chatting to him, I decided I had to get this autograph. I said it was his best Peter Cushing right there, that photograph, and I knew I had to have it. The brilliant thing, and he correctly pointed out about this shot and this moment in the series, his character Ferdinand Lyle is Jewish, but at that point he's willing to try absolutely anything to save his hide. He's a fantastic character in the show. So seeing as we got two, we had to get the full set, and I don't want to say the nicest guy, but the most charming. My other half, my girlfriend, was, I think it's fair to say, very taken with him. Harry Treadway, who plays Victor Frankenstein in Penny Dreadful, and she got a nice signed picture from him. He was charming. We chatted a whole lot with him about the show and what we thought about it. She asked him what his favourite scene to do was. If you've watched the show, he says his favourite scene of this series was with Eva Green shopping for dresses, because it's probably the lightest scene he's done in the entire run of the show. He was even apparently asking the director, am I actually able to smile in this scene? Is that okay? Because he's so not used to smiling as Frankenstein. This is a very troubled, very tortured Victor Frankenstein in this show. So my girlfriend got to go to a free Penny Dreadful talk whilst I and my friend queued up for the photo shoot with Robert Englund. I think it's fair to say that where we were previously fans of Penny Dreadful, now we're fans of some of the guys playing the roles as well, especially Harry Treadway, and I think my girlfriend especially, even more than me. Here's some idea for you guys of what it was like at the end of the day, with about 600 of us queuing for the Robert Englund photo session. And finally, the culmination of the day, the reason I went, the reason I bought myself this, my birthday present to myself, an in makeup photo session with Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger, even more so than with Ken Kirzinger. As I say, there were about 600 people waiting for this, so this was a fast queue. There was no time for the man to really acknowledge everyone. That's absolutely fine. This was a sausage factory, in, out, in, out, in, out. So you stood next to him for about a second, maybe two, then off. The next person needed their photo, which is absolutely fine. These are the logistics of these things. The cool bit of business he did, though, because there's not much time to arrange for poses and stuff. So he's got his set poses with the women arm round the neck. With the guys, he'll put his claw on their chest like that. He'll mix it up if you ask him to mix it up. That's absolutely fine. But I bought a specific red and green striped school tie to wear in the photo, because I wanted to represent for Freddy, wear his colours. Robert Englund, as I went to stand next to him, clocked the tie and then just shifted, decided he was going to change his pose, and you can see what he did there. Grabbed the tie, yanked it, flicked the finger knives, click, photo was taken, then it was off. And that was the cherry on top of the cake, the denouement of the day. Me and Freddy. After me and Jason. Once I get some frames and sort out some more shelves and stuff, you'll be seeing these regularly in the back of my videos. But thanks for taking the time to let me share some of my experience at London Film and Comic-Con. It was, apart from the heat and the sore feet, a wonderful day.